Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's Soul Talk Energy Insight for November 30th to December 7th. We are entering the waxing quarter moon for the new moon cycle, and that is the area of our lower chakras. So hold on to your hats. I'll get into what that means in a moment. For those of you that don't know who I am, my name is Jackie Ellis. I'm an intuitive guided mentor and Reiki master. I help people decode the energy that they are using in their life so that they can create a life that they love. Now, waxing quarter moon, for those of you that are using your light mastery map that you can download for free at my website. The lower chakras is our waxing quarter moon. So that is our root chakra, our sacral, and our solar plexus, which is our domain for our boundaries, what we're willing to do, how supported we feel along our journey, the limits that we are expressing and using within our life, the resources that we feel we have, or the resource we are guided to use or create for our life, and also the space that we are using for our life. So I'm going to clarify that. So space, boundaries, limits, they're all connected energetically. What we're willing to do about it in order to create the life that we love, it's a very creative energy that we are using, our own creative energy that we're using in this time. When we are in our power for this week, let's have a look again. When we are in our power this week, we are honoring our boundaries, and we're honoring another person's boundaries. We are master of our space. We are resourceful. We know that the resources that we need in order to step forward will be provided for us, or we will be directed to how to get those resources. We have a high tolerance for risk, because we know that we are supported through whatever we're being guided to do, and we know exactly when we're supposed to do it. We are acting with integrity towards ourselves and others, and no sacrifice is too great for what is valued. Now, I'm going to talk about sacrifice a little bit, because sacrifice, a lot of people think that sacrifice is giving up something that you enjoy. Sacrifice is giving up something that you no longer fits you. It means you've outgrown it. It's no longer helping you move forward. It's actually keeping you from moving forward. And it's understanding that your vision for what you have for your future is much stronger than what you've been holding on to. So it makes it easier to let go of. The messages from that I've been receiving over the last couple of weeks there's been a lot going on in the spiritual realm, and boundaries have been imperative when it comes to helping me get through this spiritual war that we have been going through. And the title of this video, You Were Set Up, Grace is Needed. is because of this spiritual war. And I'm going to get into that. But before I do, I feel like Archangel Metatron has a message for you to help you find your grace. for your journey. Find a way to give yourself grace for your journey for the week of November 30th to December 7th. So let's hear from Archangel Metatron. Okay, the first one that came up was gold, cup of replenishment. Replenishment. And review and reflection, timeout needed. Replenishment, review and reflection, timeout needed. Replenishment. When I look at this, I think of resources, gaining the resources, the knowledge that we need in order to be able to see things. So if you look at this card, the person is looking out, is reflecting on where to go next, the pathway forward. Cup of replenishment. So this is a card where it means if you're weary, find a way to look within, to tap into that energy down in deep inside of you, to replenish it. When you're feeling weary or in your difficult times, take time out to rest, recuperate, and recharge. It is definitely a time to rest and reflect. That's giving yourself grace. A lot of times when we are in our shadow moments for the week of the waxing quarter moon, we are scattered, we are overwhelmed, we are trying to control anything that we can keep our hand, grab onto. It's this popped out. Be ready for opportunities, prepare for rapid spiritual growth, ascension, lift. It is like the energies that we had just experienced were very heavy, and the ascension energies are very much a especially when we have gradually been integrating the higher vibrational energies, and then all of a sudden it was a very heavy low energy that we felt. It can the energies that we are going to experience will feel very, very quick. Be holding on to our hats. It's instead of taking steps, we are in an elevator going up, and allowing ourselves to take that elevator, going with the flow, relaxing and trusting, accepting what is happening, giving ourselves the grace to be able to do that. ascension flames. Merge with light, ignite keys and codes. So gifts are relating to this. So things will be flowing to us now instead of being blocked by certain energies. Okay, so what he's saying, leave the past behind. Reflect on your priorities. So it's understanding how you want life to feel like, what your priorities are for your life. That might be if you're in a situation where you're in a new environment, it's going back to the basics. What do you need to move forward? What staples do you need in order to live your day? What steps would you take if you moved into a new home? What steps would you take to get your home set up? If you were leaving your parents' home for the first time, what steps would you take to making sure you have a job, earning an income? You can brush your teeth, you can have a shower. What are the basics? What are the priorities for you? It's also understanding that you have the ability to leave your past behind. So if something wasn't quite energetically aligned with you, you can release it and allow yourself to fully align in some way. But it's not saying that you need to necessarily take action on those priorities. If it's quick and easy, do it. But it says reflect on your priorities. So if you're spending energy on stuff that are not aligned with your priorities for your life, your focus, your passions for your life, take a moment or two or three, he says, to reflect on your priorities so that you come into alignment energetically with the passion that you have for your life. Cherishing yourself, accepting and loving yourself. I love this card because in the Hygge lifestyle, this card actually represents Hygge pretty well. So Hygge, it's about warm and comforting drinks. It's about gifting your nature, your flowers, your nature. It's about enjoying the food and the nourishment that you have. It is self-care. It is not just eating because of there's food. It's about enjoying the smell, the texture, the aroma and smell. I said that already. The colors within the food. It's like when you're making the food, it is the sizzle, it is the sounds of chopping up the vegetables, it's the laughter that you hear with the people that are around you, and it is the experience that you're going to gain while you're preparing the food, preparing the meal, as well as enjoying the meal with those that you love. Cherishing self, nurturing self, finding comfort and a way to reflect and honor yourself and your journey. healing the past. For some of you, you may need to mend bridges. Mend bridges. But what I'm being shown here is these mending bridges aren't always the relationships with another person. The mending bridges, our heart, I'm being shown my heart, or your heart, the heart chakra. The heart chakra is the bridge between your upper chakras and your lower chakras. And the heart needs to be mended. Many of you have very hard, crusted, protective barriers around your heart. And they're starting to crack open, and that's scary, because when that happens, the emotions start to come out because they need to come out in order to heal. And so we're being asked to actually honor those emotions, honor that healing process, and face what we're being asked to face so that we can move forward. Step into your future with strength and clarity. It's new growth. New growth. Thank you. Thank you, Metatron. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move on to the messages that I received for November 30th to December 7th. Although many don't realize the extent of the spiritual war we have been enduring, many battles have been won, with love and light winning each one. We've endured, with love and light winning each one. That didn't stop the dark angels, though. There were some connected to dark entities and being guided by them. Some knew of the maleficent nature, but believed the actions they were being asked to do were for the greater good of humanity. On November 13th, three souls, three wonderful young people, were targeted for a sacrificial ritual meant to open windows and implant connections or tethers across the collective consciousness. The ritual killed 3 girls and 1 boy who was not meant to be there. Windows opened across the globe, and many found themselves unknowingly attached to dark entities via psychic connections. Implanted thoughts, urges to harm others, betrayals, and old pains and traumas being recreated unnecessarily in an attempt to stir up and lower the vibration of Earth and humanity. You were set up. Many were able to lead themselves through the illusions, but it took extreme patience and love to make it through these last few weeks. The killing of these 4 individuals was under the guise of an initiation into a secret society. This was all brought to light, and all those connected have been discovered. Not necessarily discovered by the law enforcement of this world, but they've been discovered by Adonai. Their energetic intentions were brought to light. True intentions for staying connected to those dark entities was not missed. And every soul is being honored in their journey. During this process of bringing these connections to light, all windows were closed and tethers removed for those choosing to align themselves with their purpose and with love and light. Now is the time to deal with whatever comes our way. Face challenges head on, leave the past behind, and choose new ways of thinking. So while the tethers have been disconnected and the windows closed, there may be some energy that has been left within your mindset, left within your body. The emotions that you had trouble processing landing in the physical body, creating aches and pains and inflammation and ailments. It could be thought patterns and loops that have kept you stuck or feeling like you have reliving stuff that you already have dealt with. Patterns that you are experiencing where you feel when you find yourself reacting in certain ways that were not necessarily how you normally would react. Not necessarily the energy you're reacting to isn't yours. It was implanted in you, and you didn't realize it because you were set up. This energy impacts relationships. It creates changes to the relationship, creates circumstances within relationships that try and drive people apart. It creates situations where your own personal journey steps you away from your purpose, distracts you. Now is the time to cut through those illusions, to face whatever is happening straight on within your personal growth, within your personal journey. Face those thoughts. Pause before reacting. And allow yourself to let go of the energy that was implanted in you that you didn't realize. Allow yourself to let it go so that you can choose different ways of thinking, different ways of reacting, and come back into alignment with who you really are. There's 3 messages that I've been given to help you give yourself the grace that you need as you come back into alignment with who you really are. Reactions are choices. Choices we are being asked to pause upon before acting on them. How can you create harmony within your life? How can you harness your creative energy to empower, support, and create a diverse community that empowers and supports one another? Face the shadows and challenges head on and allow yourself to step out of your comfort zone to make the small steps towards this vision. To take the small steps towards this vision. Number 2, this is our chance to unlock our caged and limiting thoughts around our gifts and talents. Face each one and allow yourself to work with others as you explore how your unique gifts and talents may help co-create something with another as they share their gifts and talents with you. How can we build communities that empower another? How can we build communities that empower one another while celebrating How come I can't talk right now? How can we build communities that empower one another while celebrating interdependent and symbiotic creativity? And if you don't know what interdependent and symbiotic creativity is, I encourage you to sit on this and reflect on this and look up different examples of what that means. So for me, it's like there's lots of examples in the animal kingdom of what those types of relationships are between different species. Well, we each are unique and special in our own way. And so we are meant to actually work together to empower one another, not compete with one another, but empower one another and allow each other to help lift one another up and celebrate one another as we get creative in how we shine lights on each other's gifts and talents, co-creating together and thriving in those communities in that way. Number 3, we have been given this opportunity for a reason. Face your challenges head on and transform your ways of thinking. Shift your perspective to explore this opportunity instead of drowning in despair. You know, I had an uncle who had cancer multiple times. And through that journey, you'd ask him, "How you doing?" And he'd say, "Well, I'm on this side of the grass, so I can't complain." He made the best that his days weren't lost. He made the best life he could with the time that he had. And that's where we're at. That is where we're at right now. This is not a doom and gloom situation. We are here for a reason, and it's our opportunity to choose how we're going to live our days. It's our opportunity to see things as an adventure and to try and look at things from a different perspective to see how we could step into our purpose and choose joy and happiness instead of staying stuck. I love you all. Please do like, subscribe, share. Drop a comment. Let me know what resonates with you the most. Take care, everyone. I wish you all well.